in August and stand in position for minutes at a time. Any move you had to do kicks. This was a version of push-ups or having to run laps where you stood and did sets of 25 high kicks for each infraction. I ended up with blisters on my upper arms from the sun. So let me tell you about the sponsor, the teacher in charge. She was the epitome of a cranky old woman who had an only child who went through these dance teams and did private dance lessons. She was perfect to her mom. At the time, dance moms wasn't a thing, but that's exactly like how she was. She would berate me for the smallest things and basically bully me with the other girls. For example, when I was feeling faint for having to do kicks for the third time that day, I was sitting down beside another girl who had pulled a hamstring. She's sitting with us while watching her daughter, who was the choreographer of the course, commenting how wonderful she was, and said for me to get back out there. She could understand why the other girl was sitting because she was an athlete, so she got a pass. She would yell at me from across the gym to suck in my stomach. The other girls would say things to me also, and it was as though she encouraged it. Not only is junior high bad enough, but this on top of it was bad. I tried to be strong and to show them I could do it, but it made me cry as soon as I got home. The night of our first game performance, I was waiting to be picked up with a few others and the sponsor. She went to the bathroom and came back with one girl who was caught smoking in the bathroom with some high school kids. Her punishment was she had to sit out the next game. My dad was running late as he couldn't leave the shop unattended, and after about 30 minutes she told me, "You know, this means you're off the team." My dad pulled up a few minutes later, and as soon as I got in his truck, I was sobbing. I told him what happened, and he said, "Just a minute, I'll be right back," and proceeded to rip that woman a new one about her attitude towards me. So, the revenge. So, years later, this woman brings her car to my dad's shop for repair. He remembers her, but she doesn't remember him. She was just as condescending as she'd ever been, treating him like a lowly servant under her because he did manual labor. He was writing her estimate for the insurance, and she kept trying to get him to add in stuff that wasn't caused by the accident that she was there for. Things like a ding on the back bumper when the damage was in the front, etc. He wouldn't do it, and she got all huffy and said something like if he didn't, she would have his license revoked. Now, since my dad had his shop broken into and all of his tools were stolen, he had installed cameras. He sent that video to the insurance adjuster, and she got hit with attempting insurance fraud. I don't know the exact extent of it, but she should be glad her threats to his livelihood weren't added on there. I wonder what the consequence of auto insurance fraud is. Guys, let me know if you have the answer. And that wraps up this episode of r/ProRevenge. If you missed the last episode of r/ProRevenge, I'll link it right here. If you want to hear a Karen story where she's charged $10,000 for being a Karen, click right here. And I'll see you guys in the next one. I love you.